The preceding program was brought to you in part by FTD. FTD.com for all of your gift-giving needs. Welcome to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti. My guest this evening is Stan from the Estuary.
Hi there.
Hi there, my friend. Welcome.
Good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you?
I'm well.
What's new?
Long time no see.
I know. It's been a while.
Love your new set. This is great.
Thank you. Thank you. What's new?
Oh, what's new?
Lots new.
Lots new, yes. Especially with the summertime coming. You know,
right.
we're always busy at the Estuary. Just finished up tax season at the Estuary.
Okay.
AARP comes in and does their free tax service
Cool.
on Fridays. So it's always a busy time, and that, of course, that's wound up. And now we start our summer series of happy hours, and going into the summer with our bingo starting up again.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Lots of good stuff happening.
All right. Well, let's talk about what's going on. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, we'll start with our happy hours.
Sure.
Our first one starts May 28th.
All right.
And it's on a Wednesday.
Right.
And, we're outside. We're able to enjoy our patio. We've got, as you know, great views of the North Cove. We have bands, some hors d'oeuvres, and complimentary beer and wine. We're not supposed to say that, but
that's okay.
But we get people out there. People are dancing to the bands, great bands.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a fun time, and it's just a way for people to just get outside and enjoy, the estuary in our grounds.
Cool. Now, how long have you been with the Estuary?
Actually, May 15th will be 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for you.
It's been a journey. First 12 years I was controller.
Okay.
And then the past 8 as executive director.
Cool.
So it's been a fun ride.
Yeah. And I actually saw the outside of your building. It came out really nice.
Yes. We've done a whole remodel of the inside of the building and the outside. We've gone through our rebranding.
Yep.
Just to make our logo a little bit fresher and newer. The inside of the building's brighter now. We got to get you down there. I know.
Yeah. I was going to say I got to come down one of these
Absolutely.
days.
We'll do a remote Pete Mezzetti show from the Estuary.
We could pop press.
Right.
We could do that
actually.
Yeah, it's just come in like the dining room.
Absolutely.
Set up. And
Absolutely.
Do it.
Be fun.
Yeah, that actually would be a good time. Now, so we have the happy hours at the end of May. Is the happy hour going to be?
So we
once
continue all the way through September. So they're always the last Wednesday of every month.
Okay.
Yep. And we try to keep the cost minimal. Last year it was $5. We up it a little bit this year to $7.
Okay.
Just because of the economy and the way food prices are and everything. But still, you're getting a band, you're getting some hors d'oeuvres, you're getting all the socialization, and again, you're out on our beautiful patio.
Absolutely. Now, how has inflation affected you guys?
Yeah, I think for all nonprofits, this is a tough time. People's pocketbooks are not as full as they once were. You feel it as well. Myself, when we go to the grocery store, or we look at our utility bill, it keeps going up. So people are feeling it, and they're less inclined to be philanthropic and to give donations. So our donations are down a bit, which is tough for us because we rely heavily on donations, especially for our meal program.
Oh yeah.
We only ask for a $3 donation because we receive federal money. We can't charge for our lunches, for our home delivered and our congregate lunches, so we ask for a $3 donation. Our average donation's around $2.
Oh, okay.
So, a little bit under than what we'd like as food prices continue to rise.
Right.
So, and I'm sure all nonprofits are feeling, the pinch. We try to collaborate with other nonprofits in the area, when we can, so we're not duplicating services.
Right.
But it's a strange time for nonprofits and certainly an uncertain time.
Right. Now, how's the thrift store working out?
Thrift store's working out great.
Good.
Yeah, they're doing wonderful. It was the move to Boston Post Road really worked out well for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're more visible. We're more part of the community there, and of course anybody could shop at our thrift store. And it's really worked out. It's really worked out well.
Now, what are your hours?
So we're open at 10 o'clock.
Okay.
And we close at 4.
Oh, nice.
Yep, Monday through Friday, and Saturdays we close at 2:45.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. And now, as far as, I guess we have a gala coming up in September?
We do. So we usually have our annual fundraiser every September.
Right.
Last year actually was our 50th, the Estuary's 50th anniversary.
That's right.
Hard to think that I've been there for 20 of the 50.
I know.
So
I know.
But last year we had it at the train station in Essex. And yeah, it was a great location.
How'd that go?
Oh, it was wonderful. Wonderful event, great location. People seem to be having a good time. This year we decided to have a gala again, but we're going to have it in the Estuary. So we're going to showcase, our food. We're going to cater it ourselves. We're going to have some tents erected on the grounds, and again, our view is spectacular.
Right.
So we're going to showcase our building a little bit, and I think it'll be fun.
And when is it?
It's September. Ooh, don't press me on the date. I'll have to get.
All right.
I think it's September 10th.
All right. For more information, go to the Estuary website.
Yep. www.yourestuary.org.
And I'm sure it's there.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, as far as, let's talk about your Meals on Wheels program, both congregant and
home delivered.
Home delivery.
Yeah. Yeah. We we serve 9 towns in the area. So we start in Clinton and go up 95 to Lyme, and then up Route 9 to Deep River, Chester, Essex, and Killingworth.
Wow.
So we serve all those communities. And we have our congregate meal site in Old Saybrook, where we serve lunch Monday through Friday. In Old Lyme, and Old Lyme is just going to be moving back into their senior center as they've renovated. So we've been in certain churches around Old Lyme for the past year serving lunch, but they'll be back into their senior center, I think, next month.
Really?
Or this month. And we'll be back serving. We also serve lunch in Killingworth on Wednesdays and on Tuesdays in Clinton.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And our meal program is as popular as ever.
Is it?
Yeah. Our Meals on Wheels program, again, provides a service for people who either can't cook or can't get out of their house, or can't go to the store or buy groceries. And our congregate meals just provide that level of socialization for people. They're able to congregate and be with their friends, talk a little bit during lunch, and just have a good time. Some of them stay for activities that we have at the Estuary, whether it's the gym or a painting class or whatever's going on. They can have lunch and stay, or they can participate in a class in the morning, an exercise class, and then come back and stay for lunch.
What time's lunch served?
12 to 12:30.
Okay. And that's Monday through Friday?
Monday through Friday. We're gonna get you down for lunch.
I was gonna say we gotta. You and I have a lot we have to do.
Absolutely.
We just got to get in on the schedule.
The time is right.
Oh, absolutely.
Finding the time to do it is.
Oh, absolutely. We can definitely find the time to
absolutely.
do it. Now let's talk about the cost of doing business in today's economy.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it earlier, but it's,
yeah, and again, for all nonprofits, for all businesses, just the cost of doing business these days is higher than it was before, and it's a struggle for some of us to keep going. We're fortunate again that we have the support of the community, and we're doing okay. You'd always like it to be an easier task, but like I said, we're in uncertain times right now. So every little bit helps. You know, we're lucky that, you know, we have a lot of volunteers, and we use them, you know, for our thrift shop. We were talking about the thrift shop earlier. We have a different crew of volunteers every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and you know, they try to outperform the people that had the day before, so it's a little contest for them. So it's, you know, it's, the economy affects everybody, you know, and I think we'll be in a better place soon, and let's just hope that, you know, we're all able to fill in the gaps, you know, that we can, especially the nonprofits.
Right. Now, what types of items can you find at the thrift shop, or does it vary?
No, it varies.
Does it?
Obviously, we have, you know, clothing items, women's clothing, we have jewelry, we have some men's clothing. What I'm most excited about is we have some great furniture pieces.
Really?
Yeah, so if you're looking for something old, something maybe a little bit newer, maybe you have your first apartment, summer cottage that you want to outfit, come down and check us out, because we got some really, really cool stuff.
Now, does your inventory change?
It does, yeah. We're getting new stuff in all the time, and we change seasonally. The ladies just spent a few weeks ago, turned over to our summer inventory.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, you know, they make a big party out of it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we get pizza and make it a fun day for them to switch over.
And I'm sure during the summer, when the town of Old Saybrook is thriving, you guys are busier than...
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you know, it used to be in the wintertime, we'd have a little bit of a lull.
Right.
You know, people go to Florida.
Yeah.
We're busy all the time now. We have people coming through, especially our gym. Our gym is just more popular than ever. People are taking exercise classes. You know, seniors, we're living longer. You know, we want to be more active. And our gym is just so popular, as is our exercise classes.
Cool. Would you mind sticking around for another segment?
Absolutely.
All right, we'll be right back.
Keep 2025 fraud-free with these 3 tips from Better Business Bureau. Be wary of unsolicited emails from a person or company. Remember, scammers can make emails look like they are from a legitimate business, government agency, or reputable organization. Never click on links or open attachments in unsolicited emails. If you haven't met a person face-to-face, don't send them money. This is especially true if the person asks you to transfer funds using a prepaid debit card or Cash App. Money sent to strangers in this way is untraceable, and once it's sent, there's no getting it back. And resolve to research the retailer before entering payment information when shopping online. Ask, is this a person or business I know and trust? Do they have a working customer service number? Where is the company physically located? And have I checked to see if others have complained? Visit bbb.org to read complaints and reviews and find a trusted company near you.
Welcome back to this week's edition of the Pete Mezzetti Show. I'm Pete Mezzetti, sitting here with Stan from the Estuary. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we were talking about the Estuary and what all the fun stuff you guys have going on, but let's talk about the economy and tariffs and how that is affecting the Estuary.
Yeah, sure. We are, you know, again, we're all going to be affected by this. It's particularly hard hit, you know, for the nonprofit sector. You know, funding is always an issue. The number one thing for nonprofits is always money.
Yeah.
You know, when you come right down to it, is always we need money to continue our services and our programs. And right now, that's speculative. We don't know, you know, if funding is going to continue, if it's not. So, you know, again, uncertain times for nonprofits. We're lucky at the Estuary. We're fine, you know, right now, and great support from the community. You know, that's one of the things in my 20 years that I've seen that really warms your heart is, you know, how the 9 communities we serve really come out to support us.
Really cool.
Yeah. And I have to throw in our state legislators as well.
Yeah.
You know, they're really, Devin Carney, you know, always supports us. We just had Congressman Courtney in. He was a big supporter of, helped us get a grant for, we redid our HVAC system this year. Oh,
really?
Yes. Brand new HVAC system with a clean air component, so that, you know, during, you know, the winter months when everybody's inside, we can get fresh air circulation, keep everybody a little healthier, and during the flu season. So we've been lucky with the support. It really is something to see.
Now, obviously, you guys also welcome private donations from the public.
Absolutely, absolutely. And people see the value in what we do,
right.
and are willing to support us. When we had our gala last September, the outpouring of support that we got from not only people who use our services or are familiar with our services, but people who didn't know what we did and found out that night, as we went through the speeches and talked to everybody about who we are and what we do. They really were, they wanted to support us. Right. They wanted to know how they can get involved, either through volunteering or monetary support. It was nice to see.
And you guys obviously had a lot of fun and raised some money too.
It was a lot of fun. It really was. It's hard to, for 50 years is a big thing for a nonprofit.
Oh yeah,
to survive, especially coming through COVID.
Yeah,
when everything was uncertain at that time.
Oh, trust me, I remember that.
Right. So we're pretty proud of what we do and our facility, and it was a nice event to mark 50 years.
And year 51 is going to be at the Estuary.
Yep.
This year.
We're going to show off a little bit. Just show off our food and our grounds. And one thing I forgot to mention is May 10th we have our first chef's table dinner of the year.
Right. Tell us about it.
Yeah. So our chef and his crew get to show off a little bit. They're cooking for the masses all the time,
right?
For our home delivered clients and for our congregate clients. But this gives them a little chance to show off and do what they do. So it's a 5-course meal. We limit the participants to 32. I think we're close right now. I think we've got like 26 or 28 signed up. So if anybody wants to get in on that, they have to do it rather soon.
Right.
But it's a great 5-course dinner. It starts with soup and then salad and then entree and then your dessert. And they really outdo themselves.
Now, is that on a regular basis, or is
we do 2 of them a year? We used to do 4. We've cut it down to 2.
Okay.
So we'll do one in May, and I believe the other one's in August.
Okay.
Yeah.
And obviously, the menu will change.
And the menu changes, absolutely. Yes, I think the entrees are rabbit, red snapper, and a filet mignon.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's really something that you can get the full menus online.
Okay. Yeah. Now, obviously, that's at the Estuary.
Correct.
Okay.
Yep. Right in our dining room. Like I said, it's sort of an intimate dinner. We hold it to 32 people, and it's a nice event.
Yeah.
We get a lot of repeat. Same people that have been coming for years. They can't wait for the next one to come. So.
Exactly. And you know what else we didn't talk about yet? Bingo.
Bingo, absolutely. Our bingo starts up first week of May. Yep, every Tuesday night from 5 to whenever the games end, usually like about 8:30.
Okay.
We just got a new bingo machine and a new flashboard, state of the art, which is really something to see.
Oh, cool.
Absolutely. It's a fun time.
Yeah.
And again, we get, with 40, 50 people in the dining room playing bingo on a summer night.
Really?
Yeah. So it's great.
When does that start?
May 6th, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, the first Tuesday in May.
And every Tuesday until?
We go till about September, and then we kind of look at it because as the time changes and it starts to get darker, we may do switch it to a daytime bingo rather than a nighttime bingo. So stay tuned for that.
All right.
But it's a fun event.
Is it?
If you like to play bingo, the crowd is really fun. The callers are great.
Oh yeah.
We have some really, really good callers who make it fun.
And I'm sure you show up and make sure everything's
absolutely.
Status quo.
Absolutely, but people enjoy it. Again, we have we have our regulars that come in. We have new people that come in who haven't seen our building, or they're seeing it for the first time.
Oh yeah.
And again, want to get involved in some way with the Estuary, either taking a class or joining the gym, or just getting information so they can pass it on to their neighbor or their parents.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. All right. So. What else? What else we want to touch on?
Well, we have to pick a date, I think, to get Pete Mezzetti down to the estuary.
Pete Mezzetti's got to come down and hang out.
Yeah, maybe we can do like I said, a remote
We could do
broadcast or
We could do
show
that.
from the estuary. I'm sure you'd have a lot of people that know you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And one of my regular guests who's on the show is Congressman Courtney.
Really?
And usually he's usually here in October.
Oh, okay.
So maybe when we book it, instead of having them in here,
Yeah.
we could do it down the
Oh,
estuary.
that would be great.
We could do it down the estuary.
I think that's a great idea.
Because one of the other cool things that we do in October is called Mezzetti on the Go.
Oh,
And Mezzetti on the Go is we basically do 5 or 6 different shows, and we tape 5 or 6 different shows in an afternoon at a location.
Yeah.
And then those will run in May.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not May, November for my November shows. So we basically tape 5 or 6 shows in one shot in October. And then they go in the record for November. So
sure. Wow.
I think
yeah,
that-
maybe we can coordinate that with the congressman's office. And,
yeah, I'm actually starting to deal with them now to at least get on his schedule too,
Sure.
because as you know, he's a busy man.
Yes. Yes. We had him in last week, and it was a great. We had a great crowd, and they asked some great questions. It was just good to have our legislators there to answer some questions from people who are feeling a little not quite sure where things are going right now. So it was good.
What were some of the topics they talked about?
They talked a lot about Social Security and Medicaid.
Okay.
Yeah, and where the congressman saw those programs going. Not only at the federal level but the state level. And again, people were engaged. People were asking great questions. We had a great crowd. So it was good to see. I'm glad we were able to bring that to the community.
And Devin Kearney is always a wonderful person to speak to.
Devin's always supported us. Yeah, it's just he's always a phone call away or an email away, and
Right.
is always reaching out, asking how he can help if there's anything he could do. And we're grateful for the support.
Now, how closely do you guys work with the legislature up in Hartford?
We do. The Estuary is involved in an organization called CANAPS, which is, see if I can remember what the letters stand for. It's the
Okay.
Connecticut Association of Senior Nutrition Providers. So it's all the nutrition providers in the state. We employ a lobbyist, and we try to get to the state level and get to our legislators to assist with funding. I mean, trying to get bills, passed through the House that increase funding for Meals on Wheels. Because, again, as prices go up, our reimbursement rates that we get from the feds in the state just don't keep up with the cost of living.
Right.
And so, which makes it tougher, and it causes cutbacks. It causes meal providers to have wait lists. One of the things I'm proud of is the Estuary is one of the few meal providers that does not have a wait list.
Really?
So, yes. So everyone that wants a meal can get a meal.
Now, one thing we didn't talk about is your Meals on Wheels program, how they deliver and...
Yep. So we utilize all volunteers for our delivery.
Okay.
Again, super lucky to have this great bank of volunteers that show up, good weather, bad weather, to deliver those meals. And the meal recipients love to see the same faces. It's their socialization. It's sometimes the only person they see all day.
Exactly.
And it's a wellness check on the individual as well. Volunteer notices that Mrs. Jones didn't look too good today, or she didn't answer the door,
Right.
And we're able to alert the emergency contact and say, hey, is something going on? We just want to make you aware.
Right.
So as we always say, it's more than a meal.
Exactly.
Right. It's the socialization, it's the wellness check, and the good nutrition.
And the meals are delivered 5 days a week?
5 days a week.
Okay.
Yep. You can get meals 7 days a week, but we deliver weekend meals on Thursdays.
Aha.
Yeah, it's a frozen dinner, but you still you'll have it
Right.
for Saturday and Sunday.
Right. And what are the hours of the estuary?
So we open at 8 o'clock, and we're there. We say we close at 4. We still have people in the gym, or that are just coming off work sometimes that might want to work out till 5, and I'm generally there till 5:30. So,
And
but we tell everybody 8 to 4.
oh, there you go. Now, and you guys also, if there's a closing, you guys go off the school schedule?
We used to, yeah.
Did that change?
We did. It changed. A couple of years ago, we started making the call ourselves.
Okay.
Yeah. So with schools and children and the buses,
Right.
they're a little bit more cautious. There have been times when school's been closed, but nothing materialized in terms of the weather, and we said, "Oh, we closed, and we really didn't have to."
Right.
So now we make that determination on our own, generally the night before. We watch the weather forecast. If we
Right.
think we don't want to put anybody in jeopardy going out to deliver meals.
No, of course not.
So we make that call the night before, depending on the weather forecast.
And if people want more information, where should they go on the website?
Website www.yourestuary.org.
And what type of information can they find on the website?
Everything. It's
Everything.
chock full of our programs, who we are, what we do, the territory we serve, how to donate, sign up for classes. Everything's on our website.
I'm assuming the happy hour details are on the website.
Absolutely.
Also the gala.
In the gala, yep.
Dates
We
or-
also
dates
have
and stuff
our
on the
newsletter
website.
that comes out monthly,
Okay.
the Estuary Gazette. That's chock full, has our schedule in there. It has the times of all our programs and what takes place when and in what room and those kinds of things.
Cool. Stan from the Estuary, thanks for some time, and we'll see you soon.
Good to see you again, my friend.
You too, you too.
Thank you.
On behalf of Stan, I'm Pete Mezzetti. Thanks, good night, and we'll see you next time. The preceding program was brought to you in part by FTD. FTD.com for all of your gift-giving needs.